Hey guys, Jimmy with Sissy's Log Cabin again. Today we're going to size down a 14 karat white gold ring, but we're going to use 18 karat white gold solder. And the reason being is because of the surface tension of white gold solders typically buff out after the sizing's been done. So we'll always use a higher grade of solder on the ring than the ring is made of. So if it's 10, we'll use 14. If it's 14, we'll use 18 and so on. So we're going to check the size of the ring. After it's been cleaned, we're going to check the size of the ring. We're going to mark it, the amount that needs to be sized down. We're going to close the joints up so that they're perfectly flush with a very intimate but not very tight meet. And then we're going to solder it, round it, check the size, and then we're going to tighten the stones afterwards. So the first thing we're going to do is clean the ring. Then we're going to check the size. The current size is a 5, and we need to go to a 4.5. So we will take our marking tool. We will take out a half a size. And again, what we want to do is we want to make sure that these joints are parallel to one another right before soldering, because we want the joints to not have any gaps, but we also want them to be not so tight that it doesn't allow the solder to flow all the way through. And again, on the white gold, I always go up in quality. So this is a 14 karat gold ring, and I'm using 18 karat white gold solder. If you can use 20 karat weld, that's even better, but 18 should suffice. So we'll bend the ring around very gently. We'll make sure that they have a very nice contact with one another. No gaps throughout the entire ring. Make sure that they're perfectly in line with one another. We'll put it in our holder. We'll spray it down for fire scale. We already have our 18 karat white gold chip placed on the pad. Again, I like to have the joint up top because I don't particularly like heating everything up here unless it has to be heated. We'll ball up the solder and then solder it. Make sure it flows. I like to flow it once or twice. Sometimes the first flow will get it, but maybe you'll have a couple little pits there. So I like to flow it a couple of times. We're done. We're going to let that cool down. If you wanted to expedite that, you could put it on the ring mandrel, let it cool off. Although don't let it go down too far, because as the heat dissipates, the ring will tighten up on the mandrel. Let it cool down for a bit. Then we will take our inside ring file. We'll take out the excess solder, being very careful not to. You don't want to take anything away from the ring. You just want to take off the high point of the solder. You don't want to thin the shanks out. So we're going to come back here. We're going to round the ring out. We're going to tap the solder joint. That hardens the solder as well. And it also makes sure that you're nice and round. So we're at 4.5. Then we're going to look at the ring this way to make sure that your shank is straight. We don't want any waviness. We'll tap the ring, making sure that it's straight. Put it back on the mandrel to confirm the size. Now we're going to file the excess solder off. Again, just trying to remove the solder. Don't take anything away from the ring. Do the sides very gently. Once we're done with that, we'll take either a sanding stick or we'll take our sanding drums. Very gently come in. You don't want to see any waviness, so you need to keep the sanding disc moving. Same thing here. No waviness. You don't want to be choppy because you'll create facets on the ring. So we're just going to go in a fluid motion, very lightly, taking down all of the high spots. Then once we're done, this ring has bead set stones all the way down it. And typically when you're sizing these down, you will loosen some of these stones. So what we've done, and we'll show you how to do this in another video, is we've created a small chisel out of a used burr. And we will come back and very gently find the loose stone and split the prong to retighten those stones. We'll make sure that all the stones are tight. Check the center stone. Now we can go to polish, clean it, rhodium plate it, and we're done.